What the fuck you know about what I need on my mind, motherfucker?
We don't claim you.
I told you this, nigga, 2 years ago, you was gonna get left.
Come on, man.
You ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody slinging no dick in here but Big Daddy, because he's the only one paying bills.
Right.
Shout out big respect to Taliban. They just kicked all the Afghan women out of the colleges and workforce. They may have just saved the family.
What the fuck?
Yo, what the fuck?
This nigga wildin', bro.
Lord Hybrid. Yo, this nigga, bro. Raymond,
God of Thunder. Taliban.
Yo, y'all got no chill in the chat, man.
You know, and my daughters, you know what they're being taught to be? Wives and mothers. Oh, you want to be ignorant. No, college is what makes you stupid.
You ain't black.
Stay the fuck away from these hoes, the dumb motherfuckers. Like, god damn.
Somebody gonna be heartbroken, bro. Somebody dream ain't gonna come true. Somebody gonna have to get back on that horse. Somebody might have to start back over. You see? Somebody gotta go back to that end of the line.
I mean, discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. Doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. That is a great quote.
Hey, Pookie, you clean yourself up, man. Maybe I'll give you a job.
All right, man. Yo, man, you want to buy a turkey? You want to buy a turkey?
SP motherfucking I. Oh, wow.
I told you this, nigga.
In business, the goal is for you to become independent and be the boss, take the responsibility, and also get the profit.
I ain't got no motherfucking boss. SP motherfucking I. I want all the cars. I want all my niggas with the cars. I want all the hoes. I want all the jewelry. We popping bottles.
Ain't nobody slinging no dick in here but Big Daddy, because he's the only one paying bills.
Right.
And Lord Hybrid is in the building.
Yo. It's your boy, Lord Hybrid. I mean, I was going to come out here and do a little business stream, but I knew y'all niggas would have been like,
Again with the money? Yeah, again with the money.
so I said, nah, I ain't going to do that. I'm going to come out here because another thing that came across my desk, and I was like, whoa, you know, this dude ended up killing his wife and his 3 daughters out the blue. They was all at the house, chilling or whatever, and then Pops just snapped, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that happened, and it's an unfortunate situation, but I think these things are kind of like a byproduct of a trend going on, particularly in America, that that I don't know if people are aware of. But it's something that's real in the country. It's something that's real in America, and it's something that need to be discussed. So let me see. I'm trying to find this one thing. Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. We're gonna get started.
Hey, it's your boy Drummer. It's your boy Snow. Hey, we handling the business all the time. KDTB, baby. Just a click, nigga. We love money. For sure, all the time trying to get it. Hey, once upon a time it was a dude and his honey. Then they got a divorce, but the nigga kept the money. That's me. I love Benjamin Jackson and even Abraham. I love quarters, dimes, and even Abraham. See, money bring hoes, now you niggas wanna be me. I got a lot of hoes, you got the same as a CD. If I gave you one of mine, it wouldn't work no way. You wanna borrow 5 dimes, it wouldn't work no way. See, money like pussy, and I stay trying to get it. You better be my boys, that's the only way I split it. Bitches free of charge, that's the only way I hit it. Put your hoe on Polaroid and then sell it to the city. Sometimes a nigga gets so boring. When I chill, I just post in the cut, call it Neosporin. Paper chasing against me, boy, you can't win. Cause I stay chasing paper just like ain't. I love money, dog. I love money, dog. Money, dog. And I'ma get a lot. From Monday, dog, to Sunday, dog. I'ma get a lot.
Shut the fuck up!
All right. Let's get it popping. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Andrew C, my boy UFO Kamikaze. Shout out OG in the game. I see my boy Lord Hybrid out there. Shout out to Lord Hybrid. You know what I mean? And let's get into this. Where we at? We right here. Where we at? Roll up. Let's get busy. And let's get talking about this here. What done happened? Okay. Here we go.
Tinley Park man admitted he killed his wife and 3 daughters and even told them why. Meanwhile, friends are remembering the 4 women shot and killed Sunday in the southwest suburb. CBS 2's Andrew Ramos is outside court in Bridgeview, where the accused gunman faced a judge this afternoon. Andrew?
And Joe, that man Mahar Kessam is being held tonight without bail, accused of murdering his wife and 3 adult daughters in cold blood. The result of what prosecutors say was a heated argument over respect and money.
The defendant stated, quote, "They're all gone."
They're the chilling words 63-year-old Mahar Kessam told responding officers who arrived at his family's Tinley Park home Sunday morning after he called 911, telling a dispatcher that his wife, 53-year-old Mahida Kessam, had been shot.
When police asked where everyone was at, the defendant pointed in the direction of the basement.
Police would find the bodies of his wife Mahida, his 25-year-old twin daughters Halima and Zahia, and 24-year-old daughter Hanan. Also inside the home at the time of the shooting was their 19-year-old son, the lone witness, who was left unharmed. According to prosecutors, the teen woke up to a heated argument happening between Mahar and one of his daughters, where his wife and other 2 daughters were urging him to calm down, and then gunshots rang out.
When witness 1 went downstairs to see what was going on, he observed victim 1 on the floor.
The 19-year-old first found his mother, then 2 of his sisters fatally shot, and then walked in moments before his father shot the 3rd daughter. 2 guns were recovered at the scene. According to prosecutors, Kessam appeared to be disgruntled over how he was treated inside the home.
We're going to pause it right there. The man was disgruntled over how he was treated in his own home. And I just think with the media, the media is one of the biggest enemies of America. The media is god awful. I turned my back on the media over 10 years ago. The media is god awful, it's terrible. And one of the many bad things that the media promotes, one of these anti-biblical things and just anti-family things that the media promotes is disrespect of the man. And you know, of course, I in no way condone these things, but as you can see, like if you watch the last video I did with the dude that bludgeoned his wife to death, he was totally disrespected by his wife. You know, it's why I continue to preach and help men to understand that the man is not designed to live in the same house as woman. Even if you desire a family, living with a woman is bad, especially if she has this modern attitude, like an educated woman, an empowered woman, a woman who's been programmed by the media to disrespect men. It's just hard on men. And it's, this man, I mean, he don't look like he from America. He don't look like he originates, and he is a Muslim. And dudes are snapping, man.
The defendant was recorded volunteering things about having just retired, and that, quote, she treats me like a dog. I worked 40 years, unquote. And, quote, I worked all my life to give my family a better home, and they treat me like.
Meanwhile, the community continues to comfort this family who has lost so much. Hundreds gather.
I worked 40 years. She treats me like a dog. Quote, she treats me like a dog. Treats me like a dog. Quote, she treats me like a dog. Quote, she treats me like a dog. She treats me like a dog. I work. She treats me like a dog. She treats me like a dog. She treats me like a dog. I worked 40 years, unquote. And, quote, I worked all my life to give my family a better home, and they treat me like, quote, I worked all my life to give my family a, I worked all my life to give my family a better home, and they treat me like, I worked all my life to give my family a better home, and they treat me like, I worked all my life to give my family a better home, and they treat me like.
They're going to have to start listening to men. They're going to have to go back to the original contract with men. You know what I mean? Snap, the male edition. Yeah, UFO Kamikaze. They're gonna have to get back to listening to men. People need to listen to men, because look, they say 25% of the American adult females are on head medications. So they got all of the male population is much less. I don't know the statistics, but it's less. But nobody listens to the men. Nobody acknowledges men's feelings. Nobody respects men. Everybody dumps expectation and pressure on men. And then just look, this guy's living in a house with 4 women. So he said, my family, he said, I work 40 years. All I want to do is provide for my family. He did that. He just retired. And he wakes up in the morning. See, he probably lasted this long because he was working. Now he done just retired. He's in the house with these 4 women all the time. He ain't made it a whole year in the retirement before he done did what he done did, living with these women in the pressure cooker. Everybody in the family was at the house, and the only one who he did spare was his 19-year-old son. And his son saw him shoot the last one. So obviously he had the gun in his hand. He had more than one gun. He shot all of them multiple times. That's multiple years of frustration. So women are talking about, women are focused on me. I want. You bad. Disrespect. Man, but pressuring the man, your job to pay for this, your job to take my crap. And a man's supposed to be a slave, go work, go pay for everything, and get disrespect. If they show that man the reverence and respect that he was due because he upheld his duty to provide for his family, he said, I worked for 40 years. They treat me like an effing dog. They treat me like an effing dog. A man who worked and provided for these people for 40 years. Appreciation. Women need to start understanding men better. It's just like I said. Men are loyal dogs. Men will give you everything. And men want respect and reverence for their sacrifice. And men are not getting that. And see, they pretty much neutered all of us, the American guys. These women don't know. They done let in 12 million men who are not neutered, who are not demasculated like us. You know, I was watching what's the guy's name? The white coach Greg. What's that nigga's name? Better Bachelor. I was watching him and he was talking about when he went to Europe. I mean, not Europe. When he went to Asia, Southeast Asia, and he had some Thai girls or whatever kind of girls, and he was washing clothes, and the girls like smacked him on the head, said, "Get away from the washing machine," or "Get away from that." You know, that's woman's work. I do that. He'll go try to fix himself. Get out of here. And he was like, she was like, "I'll cook for you. I'll prepare your dish. I'll do this for you." So he said, well, what do I do? Go take a walk on the beach. You know, we so demasculated. Most of us have never experienced a woman in a feminine role, so we don't even know how to handle it. You know what I mean? I've experienced a woman in a feminine role from my grandma, who's over 100 years old, who cooked for me every day, breakfast, dinner. So I grew up with that. But since I became an adult and having mature relationships with women, I just been not treated to that. So I just come not to expect it. So then when I started going to Colombia, and I had chicks that just automatically start cooking and cleaning. I mean, this one chick, my little chick named Anna, I hadn't seen her in some years, but man, that girl used to every morning make the bed, organize my shoes, go cook the breakfast, have it on a pretty plate. I mean, she took such good care of me, and it was kind of weird because I've been demasculated, because most American males have been demasculated. You know, we don't we're not you know, we don't really put any expectations on women because we don't even, they demasculated that out of us. I know I've been demasculated. We just happy somebody giving us a little, you know, a little pleasure. But this guy, you know, it's just, I don't know. They keep, you know, it's just like gay marriage. Women in gay marriage had the same quality as far as they're gonna complain and they're gonna complain and they're gonna complain. Then you're gonna give them, okay, gay marriage. Now we want trans. Now we want trans in the schools. Now we want your kids trans. Now we want to put this on your kid, and we want the stores to sell this, and we want all of this crap everywhere, and it just keeps going and going and going and going until you just drives you crazy, and then you just rebel and just slash everything. And that's how it is with these women, man. It's like we you know, okay, we're gonna let you work, okay, we're gonna let you vote, okay, we're gonna do this, and then it's just like now we let you, okay, you can go to college, okay, we want equal pay, okay, you give them equal pay. No, we want, why do we? I'm a woman, I shouldn't have to do this. I don't want to cook. I don't want. Now they don't want to do nothing. You got to do that. You do this. You do that. And then they just start treating you like shit, and dudes are snapping, man. It's happening a lot, man. It's happening a lot. You know, of course, I'm not doing that because I'm a self-prioritized individual. Okay. I'm not going to jail because of a chick. I just withdraw, just be like, you know what? I'll just not deal with you.
But if you believe in God, believe in
SP motherfucking I.
Believe in that, for real.
But I think the key thing is listening to this man. The man, even though it's unfortunate what he did to his family, you got to learn from every situation. And the man gave us the most valuable nuggets of information. And I hope the world doesn't just write this man off. This man, a man that worked for 40 years, took care of his family, loved his family, did everything for his family, to just do that, that's not normal. There's something that needs to be learned from that.
Hearing things about having just retired and that, quote, she treats me like a dog. I worked 40 years, unquote. And, quote, I worked all my life to give my family a better home, and they treat me like.
Meanwhile, the community continues to comfort this family who has lost so much. Hundreds gathered at the Mosque Foundation in Bridgeview for a prayer in honor of the 4 women killed in what police have called a senseless act of domestic violence, something they hope is addressed more within the community.
And it's about not only mental illness, but control and abuse.
Now, funeral services for those women expected to take place later this evening. Something they hope is addressed more within the community.
And it's about.
See, and then who we got talking? There's a woman talking, a woman who's probably educated. And what does she boil us down to?
Not only mental illness, but control and abuse.
Bad man, control, abuse. The man saying he was abused. The man saying I was treated like shit. The man, when she's saying it's about control and abuse, it's about the man. She's saying, oh, it's some big bad man wanting control and wanting to abuse his people. No, it's about the control and abuse is not coming from the man. It was coming onto the man, which caused the man to snap. You know, these women need to shut up.
More within the community.
And it's about not only mental illness, but control and abuse.
Now, funeral services for those women expected to take place later this evening, and Mahar Kessam is due back in court on February 16th. Reporting live outside Bond Court in Bridgeview, I'm Andrew Ramos, CBS 2 News. Joe and Erica.
Thank you, Andrew. Tonight, we are digging into new developments on 2 mass murders in the southwest suburbs. Investigators search for a motive in the deaths of 8 people in Joliet.
And in Tinley Park, a man's been charged with killing his wife and 3 daughters. In that case, prosecutors say Mahar Kessam admitted to pulling the trigger.
Now at 10, new family members, friends, and community members learned and leaned on each other, remembering the 4 women at a memorial service tonight. CBS 2's Jermont Terry is live in Tinley Park. Jermont.
Erica, tonight a father sits behind bars without bond, and a family, they are baffled dealing with this loss. Now, I had the chance to talk to the nephew of Mahar Kessam off camera. He told me this family is torn. They are shocked that this crime that his uncle is accused of committing against a family that he appeared to care so deeply for.
Mourners one by one gathered Tuesday night
hours after they buried Mahida Kassam and her 3 daughters, 25-year-old twins Halima and Zahai, and 24-year-old Hanan, who recently graduated from St. Xavier University with a master's in speech therapy.
I would say that she lit up a room, you know, like you could talk to her about anything.
Classmate Karina Olsen wishes she could talk to her friend one more time. Instead, she and so many are puzzled with the circumstances of this quadruple murder.
Very, very shocking, you know.
Look at these weirdo looking ass bitches, man. Look at all those fucking weird looking piercings all over her ears, nose, probably the other ears, probably full of tats. Ugly as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, our women are morphing into something almost unrecognizable and mostly undesirable. You know, and with I think it's a case of just male envy going to the extreme. You know, it's like just exaggerated things of what they see men as. You know, I don't know what it is, man, but it's like, you know, they just the American woman is morphing into something unrecognizable. You know, and you know, I mean, I got one of them video, that Trump trucker video kind of going up right now, so it's a lot of people coming in that ain't necessarily familiar with this. This is a you know, Lord Hybrid talks about a lot of men's issues, a lot of red pill issues. So some of y'all might be hearing this shit and think, you know, don't know what to think, but just understand that that's what this is. But look at this motherfucker, man. I don't know what's happening to American women. It's hard to find a woman that's not overly tatted. It's a young woman in her 20s, and even the older women are catching back up. I mean, I'm like, what's the fascination with piercing your nose? Girls got both nostrils pierced plus a septum ring, you know, the bull nose thing. I'm like, they tatted all over. They, you know, they want to have sex like guys. And the thing with the we have a STD crisis going on in America because women, because they said equality, they think they can have sex like men, and they see men as emotionless tyrants and stuff like that. So they think men are abusive. So they say, hey, we're gonna mimic the worst. We're gonna mimic an exaggerated form of the worst characteristics of men. So now, you know, men who live in houses with wives, daughters, you know, where they might be the men are outnumbered, or might be one man with a wife and 3 daughters. You know, they just treat the man like he's nothing. But if it was a man with a wife and 4 sons, they would give extra love to mom and protect mom more. But when it's a husband, a wife, and 3 daughters, they abuse the man. So it's just like their envy of men gives them a view of men that, you know, they look up to us, they try to imitate us, but how they interpret us, they create a exaggerated form within themselves of all of the worst characteristics of men. Now women are, you know, oh, men cheat, we've been held back, so now we cheat. All men never cheated. All men never cheated. Men cheated, but not all men. And like married men, they might have either well, way back in the day, the man would have a second hidden family somewhere, or he might have a side chick. But they wasn't just out there just running wild. But women, just like with the example, if you didn't watch the video, why I bludgeoned my wife to death, which was my last live stream. The man's wife, this man did everything you possibly can do for a wife to help her, made her successful, and then she went and rekindled a relationship with a past lover and totally disrespected the man, tatted the man on her, tatted the man's birthday on her, while she was still married to and living with her husband and father of her daughter. And he just snapped and bludgeoned her ass to death. And it's got to be, I mean, you got to go back to our civilized order of things. Man is boss. Man is to be revered and respected if he's doing his job. So yeah, this stuff is getting out of control, but it's happening more and more, and I understand it. But still, the women, instead of trying to understand it, they're just blaming the man in mental health, abuse, bad man.
Circumstances of this quadruple murder.
Very, very shocking. You never expect this to happen to someone that you know.
The ice-covered snow outside the house in Tinley Park is where police say the cold-blooded murders happened inside. Prosecutors say Mahar Qassam used 2 weapons to kill his wife and daughters over how he was treated by them.
The defendant was recorded volunteering things about having just retired and that, quote, she treats me like a dog. I worked 40 years, unquote. And, quote, I worked all my life to give my family a better home and they treat me like
CBS 2 first told you there was a witness to the crime. That witness identified in court as Mahar's 19-year-old son. The teen awoke to screams between his father and one of his sisters, then gunshots echoed. Prosecutors say the son came across his mother first, then 2 of his sisters. He then walked in moments before his father shot the 3rd sister. Police say the father never turned the gun toward the son. Instead, he called 911, admitting to shooting them all, saying one thing to officers.
See, why? That's the question. Why I killed my wife and 3 adult daughters, but not my son, not my 19-year-old son. His 19-year-old son wasn't disrespecting him in the house. He had no animosity towards his 19-year-old son. Oh, you just hate women. You think this man hate his woman? You think this man hated his wife? He hated his daughter? This man didn't hate his wife. This man didn't hate his daughters. He was tired of being disrespected. He became frustrated and he just snapped. They probably lasted as long as they did because the dude had to go to work every day. Now the dude's at home with these women every day, cooped up in the house every day. He done worked for him. He done slaved them. He done sent them to college. And they sitting up there yelling at him like he's nobody. Bitch, I pay the rent in this motherfucker. I pay the mortgage. I feed you. I clothed you. I slaved my back for 40 years for you. I can't get respect. I can't get reverence. I can't get love. I can't get treatment that's acceptable. Y'all don't give a fuck about me. Fuck y'all. I brought you in this motherfucker. I'm going to take you out. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-black. I'm just glad the man didn't kill himself. I'm glad the man is talking. And I'm glad he gave an opportunity for the world to see, to at least start to understand that women are out of fucking control and that men need to be respected. And this is how men function. It says it in the Bible. Man is head of woman like Christ is head of church. The main face of the world, they put the man at the head of the table for a reason. Man is naturally designed. Man is God on earth. When God came in the form of a man, he came in the form of a human. He came as a male. He came as a man. Okay. And most faiths, if you actually go by the faith, don't even allow women to be ministers and stuff like that. Most faiths, the leader is supposed to be a man. If you go into a church and your preacher is a woman, that's not in order. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a man. It's supposed to be a man. Always in leadership are men. So I mean, we got to talk about this as a society, and women have to go in line and be under control. because they just keep pushing forward, just like the gays. We want equality. We want gay marriage. Okay, you got your gay marriage. We want trans. We want trans kids. We want to operate on the kids and switch their sex. We want to put you on hormones. We want to fucking walk around parading our naked bodies out and do vile things in front of everybody. We want to be totally accepted. We don't want any restrictions. We want to do everything. Like, hold up. Y'all want more than we do. You don't go no normal, hetero, family or nothing like that kind of parades and people out there doing no stuff like that. Y'all want to be super citizens. Y'all want extra rights. And that's what the women are doing. We want equality. We want equal pay. We want to vote. Now we want to be, preferential this, all that. Now it's more women going to college than men, because once women take over, everything goes to shit and dudes just back up out of there. It's like, I can't take this. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I want out. College, I wouldn't want to go to college today. I wouldn't want to go to college today. Now you got all of the women destroying men. Men just being destroyed. The baseball player, the dude Trevor, whatever his name was, chick came off the internet, came to his house voluntarily, gave him whatever she gave him sexually. He sexually assaulted me. I want the bag. Got the man kicked out the MLB, and they interviewed him. I think Patrick Bet-David interviewed him, and he was talking about hundreds of millions of dollars that he lost because of this woman. The dude got kicked out the MLB baseball and had to go play in Japan. $100 million contract voided. The guy for the movie star, the black guy, he just lost his Marvel deal, hundreds of millions of dollars. P. Diddy, nobody will touch him no more. Governor Cuomo got kicked out the New York governor office for looking at a chick. He ogled me. It made me feel uncomfortable. I can't look at a bitch no more. They just keep going and going, and they're just gonna destroy everything. As soon as you put these damn women in charge, like you got this black woman in this Dalton town, running the town bankrupt, running the businesses out. If you don't donate to her campaign, she send the cops to harass you. There's never been happened like that before. These guys said they've been doing business in that town for years and decades, and it never happened. He said he donated some money to her. Then he declined the next year. She sent the cops at him, and they called all his clients, said he can't do no business no more, and ran him out of town, ran him out of business, took the board, won't let the board see now she got the damn police cars getting repossessed. This chick in Atlanta, DA Fannie Willis, the crap she's doing, put her boyfriend on the payroll, paid him hundreds of thousands of dollars more than all of the other ones. Now she on a stand cussing people out. I'm telling you, these women are sick, and they get drunk with power so easily because they're not meant to have power. They don't know how to handle it. And so now you got these dynamics infiltrating the family, infiltrating the home, and these dudes are just snapping and just murking these chicks. And it's unfortunate because I don't want to see that happen. But as always, I always feel sorry for the man, because now that man is slave for 40 years to take care of these people. All he wanted was a little respect. And now in the years when he's supposed to be getting the fruits of his labor, because he won't work 40 years, he's supposed to be able to chill on his couch, go fishing, play with his grandkids, watch his kids grow up and live out the rest of his life in peace. Now they done pissed the man off so much that he done did some crazy stuff. Now he done pulled out the jammy and done did the thing. So now after 40 years of work, slaving for his family, he's supposed to be able to enjoy his golden years for the rest of his life. This man is going to be spending the rest of his days in prison.
Prosecutors say the son came across his mother first, then two of his sisters. He then walked in moments before his father shot the third sister. Police say the father never turned the gun toward the son. Instead, he called 911, admitting to shooting them all, saying one thing to officers.
The defendant stated, quote, "They're all gone."
Now, Mahar Kassam's nephew told me off camera, adding, the family does not know the man who prosecutors are painting out who committed this crime. That he's told me prior to Sunday, his uncle really would have done anything for his family members that he cared so much about. Tonight, that father faces 4 counts of murder. Live outside the police department at Tinley Park, I'm Jermont Terry, CBS 2 News. Joe and Erica.
Jermont, thank you.
Good morning.
This wasn't a bad man. That was the man's nephew. Shout out my man Gizzy Net, Daniel Bell, my boy Brandon. See y'all out there, man. See all y'all out there, man. Appreciate y'all being here. Travis Kelce gonna fuck up the Chiefs dynasty when Taylor Swift dumps him. That's funny. Dude here a few years ago told cops the same thing about his family before pointing his gun at them and forcing them to delete him. Men are getting frustrated for real. Yeah, see Mufasa. Shout out Mufasa. Yeah, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. The disrespect. And like I said, that the nephew on the very last video that I showed you, the nephew was like, yo, I don't know this. Like this dude would have did anything for his family. This is not him. Something ain't right. And women got to understand, it's hard for a man to live with a woman. You hear all of these divorcees, see, like all these demasculated American men, when they get booted out of the house through the divorce, you know, when you hear the stuff that he's talking about, you know, like I was listening to this dude. He's a trucker. He's a black man. Now he make videos giving advice to younger black men, and but he's a divorced man, and you know, he was just talking to, you know, he was talking about he stayed in the marriage longer than he should have because he didn't want no other man around his son. And but he said eventually it was just so bad, and he was like, I had to take so much crap. Now he didn't go into details about the crap that he had to take, but he had to take a lot of crap. Living with a woman is very difficult. And women got to understand, you need to give respect and borders to a man who you live with. You got to ensure that man's peace. Because like I said before, y'all so programmed that y'all are more important, smarter, and more dominant than men. And, you know, y'all got that mentality. He wouldn't dare put his hands on a woman, and the laws are protecting of you. If you call the cops on him, they're going to take him to jail, even if he didn't do anything to you or you caused him to do something to you. But the thing is, you got to call the law, and the law got to get there. You might be dead before they get there. You know what I mean? So the law is in your favor, but your life is on the line. And the person that you closest to is the person that's going to kill you the easiest and the quickest. They know everything. You know what I mean? So, you know, we got to get back to respect. We got to get back to reverence. We got to get back to the proper order within the family, with the man being the leader, the head. He needs to be revered and respected. And not only does that ensure your safety, it ensures he's going to be a better man. Because I'll work harder for somebody that respects me and reveres me and admires me and loves me and appreciates me than I will for some fucking cranky ass bitch that's not appreciative. So if you give me the confidence, the appreciation, the reverence, the respect, the admiration, and the love that I need, I'm going to be more successful going out there to conquer the world. And what I bring back will be greater, which means I will give you a better life. give me support, give me love, give me respect, give me reverence. Men are crying out for this in a different way, though. It's coming out. That cry for reverence, respect, and love is presenting itself in the form of men bludgeoning their wives to death with hammers and blowing all of the female members of their families away who they live with. That's the way it's taking form. That's the communication. So, men don't communicate sometimes. Sometimes men don't communicate. Sometimes men communicate through action. Sometimes things build up. They tell us, man up, stop whining. Nobody wants to hear the complaints of a man. So that means there's not necessarily an outlet for a man's frustration and a man's pain, especially when
Tonight we are digging into
it's inflicted by women in his family. Man up, shut up. Nobody want to hear you whining. You got a pressure cooker. All pressure got to have a release valve or it's going to blow.
My name is Pat Carr. I'm the village manager of Tinley Park. I would first like to say that our prayers go out to the family and the community on this lethal act of domestic violence against women. Here with me today are Mayor Michael Glotz, Chief Tom Tilton, Emergency Management and 911 Director Lisa Cordum, Fire Chief Steve Klotz, Pam Kostecki, Executive Director of the Crisis Center of South Suburbia, and Miss Idadel Shalat.
Brothers, please hit the like. And if any of y'all have lived with a woman, I live with my grandma, but I never actually lived with a woman that I was dating, and I've never been married, of course. So if any of you guys have lived with a woman and have like experiences, by all means, please put them in the chat.
Lobby of Arab American Family Services. This is our team, a team that is committed to help prevent domestic violence against women in the village of Tinley Park. I will now provide a few updates to the ongoing investigation. I will then turn this over to Mayor Glotz for his comments, and we'll circle back with Chief Tilton for any police-related questions. To recap yesterday's events, the initial 911 call came into our dispatch center approximately 11:20 of a person shot. Police officers, along with our fire EMS, responded to the scene. Upon arriving at the scene within minutes, police officers discovered the bodies of 4 adult females with fatal gunshot wounds. Officers immediately took the individual into custody and secured the scene. This incident was isolated to the home, and there were no threat to the public. As previously mentioned, the victims are Mahida Kasim, 53, Helena Kasim, 25, Zahia Kasim, 25, Hanan Kasim, 25. A male subject was taken into custody at the scene without incident. This was a very traumatic scene for everybody involved, and our focus is on the family and our first responders. Our public safety team has extensive experience with crisis intervention, along with peer support for our first responders for the betterment of their mental health. At this time, I would like to turn this over to Mayor Glotz.
Thank you, Pat. Words can't describe how deeply saddened I am at this horrible tragedy. A mother and her 3 daughters are gone. Murdered in an act of senseless domestic violence. The entire Tinley Park community is heartbroken at the loss of these 4 innocent women, and we grieve alongside the family, friends, and neighbors who love them. I want to commend our first responders who handled this very difficult situation with professionalism and compassion.
To introduce Chief Tom Tilton for any police-related questions.
Good morning, everyone. I'll just say real briefly that this is, we're in the middle of a very complex investigation. We want to make sure that we dot all our I's and cross all our T's. So it's going to be very difficult for us to confirm any specifics for you today because we don't want to say anything that's going to negatively impact the investigation or impact the charging decision. One thing I do want to do is thank Sheriff Dart for his personnel that came out and helped our team process the crime scene. Very grateful for those resources. Several other agencies provided resources, and we're grateful for that as well. But we're very encouraged by the response of our police department, our fire department.
Shut the fuck up!
Efficiency.
Yeah, man, get to the shit.
Thoroughness that our investigators have put into the
Get to the shit and stop thanking all these motherfuckers, man.
And I'll take him into custody without incident in about a minute. Well, all I'll say about that is that we arrived on scene very quickly, within approximately 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and he was taken into custody without incident in about a minute and 20 seconds thereafter. So it was a very fast response, and I'd like to commend our fire personnel and our ambulance personnel.
I agree, UFO Kamikaze. You know, they're gonna take this into a man bashing thing. Man bad, man, you know, man just killed his family, senseless domestic violence. What about domestic abuse? You know, because most dudes I know that get divorced, and dudes I hear about on the internet when they talk about the divorce, when she's trying to get the kids, she got to put some dirt. Even my homie told me that he never hit his wife. He wouldn't even really raise his voice to his wife. He would just say that, but then when they got in the court with the divorce, emotional abuse and all that stuff, you know, but nobody's talking about the emotional abuse that led to this tragic event from this man. This man did not goddamn murk all the female members of his family just because, you know, he was having a bad day. The teenage boy, the son who witnessed the last murder of one of his sisters, because I think he shot his wife first, but he said he was awakened to arguing. And one of the things I heard in one of the videos was that he was he was arguing about money.
Again with the money? Yeah, again with the money.
Yeah. So this man like, damn, after all these years of slaving, y'all yelling at me, you disrespecting me, all you want is my money. You know, it's kind of like if you think about it with Russell Simmons. All after this man done sent these kids to Harvard, he done paid for everything. His ex-wife done robbed him with some criminal dude, got together with some other dude, tricked Russell Simmons into some business deal, and then this fraud scamming ass dude who's currently in prison for fraud scammed Russell out of millions of dollars when he was trying to help them. And so when his daughters got on the internet, they were showing Russell spazzing out. But certain people took the video because she muted what he was saying, and she just showed images of him yelling on FaceTime. So people took the muted thing and used read his lips to see what he was saying. And he was saying, "I'm broke." Now, these was grown 25-year-old, 26-year-old women begging their dad for money. The man that got ran out the country by some other women. Damn, his ex-wife done took probably more than half of his wealth through the divorce. Now she brought some scammer in to lure him into a business deal and stole more millions from him. The man had to flee the country, and his daughters are still pressuring him to pay for their lifestyles when they're grown and educated at his expense. Men break. Men snap. Men's like, damn, where's the respect? Where's the reverence? Where's the appreciation? And where's the love? And when are you going to stop asking me for money and pressuring me for fucking money?
Again with the money? Yeah, again with the money.
You know what I mean? Hey, quote that shit, Daniel Bell. I worked all my life to get my family a better home. They treat me like shit. They treat me like a fucking dog. Kasem allegedly said. Put that shit out there. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, dudes are not fucking slaves. Men, if a dude wants a family because he wants to lead his family, provide for his family, love his family, be respected and loved by his family. All these women will do is demand your money, demand your money, demand your money. Your daughter's grown. I want money. I want money. Poor Russell Simmons was just saying, look, I can't do it no more. I'm broke. Your mama done stole millions of dollars from me with her fucking boyfriend who's in jail now. The women don't get it, man.
As well, because they were there almost simultaneously. So we were prepared to intervene and render aid immediately.
Did all the victims live in that home?
Yes.
Had you had any previous contacts with this guy?
I'm sorry?
Any previous contacts with this guy?
No, there's no record of any police interaction with that house at all.
Was there a firearm?
I'm sorry?
Firearm?
Dude never, what he's saying is, there's never been a domestic incident previously in that home. Because his ass was at work slaving. It's just like, the thing is, don't you know that NBA players, they done figured it out now. These NBA players ain't really get married like that. NBA players that get married, as soon as they retire, the woman leaves. Why? Because now she actually got to live with you and be with you. Before, he was on the road. She had the mansion to herself. She probably was fucking other niggas. But she was like, yeah, he gonna be in Baltimore, then he gonna be in St. Louis, then he gonna be in LA, then he gotta go to, so he gonna be gone. So let's fuck. Now this nigga's at home. He done made all his money. He got $100 million in the bank. She's like, you know what? That's a big fucking $50 million plus this mansion sitting in the bank for me. And now 90% of the NBA players get divorced as soon as they retire. These hoes was never in it for them. They was in it for themselves.
No.
There was not a firearm?
I'm not aware that there's one. Let me just correct that.
I believe it was reported last night.
I don't want to, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I don't want to confirm that.
Okay. But the victims were shot and killed?
I'm sorry?
The victims were shot.
Yes.
One suspect, or are you looking for more suspects?
We have one suspect in custody. I don't want to go any further with the investigative details.
Is the public at risk?
The public is not at risk. We made that very clear immediately after we intervened in the situation.
But you can confirm it was a family member, it was a father, and...
We're not going to confirm it was a family member or it was a father at all. We're not confirming that pending the charging decision or any investigative activity.
So what makes it domestic violence if it's not relevant?
Well, like I say, that's a good question, but I don't want to negatively impact any of the investigative activity or do anything that's going to impact any of the charges.
By saying domestic violence, it's you're pretty much in there confirming that.
No, I understand your question, but we're still, once again, we expect to have a firm decision later on in the afternoon or further in the week, and we don't want to say anything that will prejudice this.
Shut the fuck up! This nigga's worthless. Get your monkey ass out of here, cop. We love the cops, but we love the good cops. You ain't giving me nothing. You just talking a bunch of bull jive.
We are following more breaking news now, this time from Tinley Park, where today the man accused of killing his wife and 3 daughters over the weekend was in court. And we learn what prosecutors say was the motive behind the crime. NBC5's Lexi Suter reports.
We're learning new details today of how a domestic family argument turned into a deadly shooting. Assistant State's Attorney Scott Clark.
The defendant called 911 dispatch for the Tinley Park Police Department and reported that his wife had been shot.
That was Sunday morning around 11:20. When police arrived and spoke with defendant Maher Kassim, he directed officers to the basement where police discovered his wife and 3 daughters all shot to death.
The officer asked the defendant, quote, "This was you?" And the defendant nodded his head in the affirmative. The defendant stated, quote, "I'm the only one. I'm the only one," unquote.
Honorable man. He's like, yeah, he ain't trying to blame his 19-year-old son who was also there. So it was just me. I did this. He stood on business.
The defendant also showed officers where he was hiding not one, but 2 guns in the home. The 19-year-old son of the couple witnessed the argument and the shooting.
Witness 1 observed the defendant shoot victim 4 and then walk toward the exit from the basement where the defendant shot victim 1 twice.
All of the victims were shot multiple times all over their bodies. As for a motive, the defendant allegedly told police it was all about money and that he had just retired after working most of his life.
The defendant later
Again
said,
with the money? Yeah, again with the money.
"Take it. Bury me."
Tired after working most of his life.
Victim 1 twice.
All of the victims were shot multiple times all over their bodies.
That dude snapped. That dude was pissed off. That dude was sick and tired. And that dude, I think he planned that. You know what I'm saying? I think he planned that. Cause the dude, they said he hit, I think 2 guns. He hit him in the house. So he was just like, I guess he was like, yo, if they wake me up with this bullshit again, fuck them. That's rough. It's rough, man. It's still an ugly thing. It's still a terrible thing. RIP to those ladies. You know, it's a sad thing. It's horrible. It's horrible because that young man lost everything. His dad's good as dead. He ain't never gonna walk them streets again. His sisters and his mothers are all gone. He out there by himself now. It ain't like he gonna get a check from the government. He too old. He 19. He a grown man. So, I mean, it's gonna be that. Now that dude needs a fucking therapist because he saw the shooting. He witnessed the last shooting. Victim number 4, his sister. Then he went in the basement and seen moms, and that dude was mad. He said it was multiple shots over all their bodies. So that nigga was unloading in all of them. That's 40 years of pent up aggression. That's 40 years of disrespect. That's 40 years of non-appreciation. That's no love. And it all just came out. And rat-a-tat-tat, rat-a-tat, blap, blap, tat-a-tat-tat. Then go pick up the other gun and rat-a-tat more. It's hard, man. It's real. You know what I mean? Ladies, y'all better start waking up. Y'all better get back in line. Y'all better pick up a Bible. You better pick up a Bible and read what it say you're supposed to do. Daughters, you better respect that man. Y'all better get it right. Because dudes, I mean, see, y'all, look, if you can put the pressure cooker on us demasculated men, us American demasculated men, you got a whole influx of wild animal men that just got imported in here. They ain't from this culture. They beating the cops' asses. They forming gangs. The FBI put a warning out. All of the migrants, mostly men, mostly military age, young, strong men, are here organizing all of their different factions and gangs into a big super gang. And you're gonna be dating them and thinking you got something, and you're gonna talk all that fly shit with them, and they're gonna go upside your head. They ain't been demasculated yet. Over them in them other countries, the bitch knows she'll get her ass whipped. They'll clothesline you, Russian sickle you, and like in the military, in the Middle Eastern, like some of the countries like in India and the Middle East and stuff like that, they do honor killings with it. With dads, like if a daughter is a hoe, like all of the majority of the women in America are promiscuous. They hoes, 304s as we like to call them in the red pill space. They do honor killings. Many places like in India, the father would rather kill you than say my daughter's a hoe. And I don't even know if it's all illegal. I think that's legal in certain places. I don't even know. So y'all women, y'all done bought the bait listening to other women. Women, y'all gotta stop listening. Women, stop listening to other women and listen to men.
Toward the exit from the basement where the defendant shot victim 1 twice.
All of the victims were shot multiple times all over their bodies. As for a motive, the defendant allegedly told police it was all about money and that he had just retired after working most of his life.
The defendant later said, quote, "Wife's worried about money and where she can take it. Bury me and take the money," unquote.
After hearing the state's case, the judge said that Mr. Kassem is a threat to his surviving son. After hearing the state's case,
Bury me and take the money. Bury me and worried about money and where she can take it. Bury.
After working most of his life.
The defendant later said, quote, "Wife's worried about money and where she can take it.
I can smell a motherfucker with money.
After hearing the state's case, the judge and that he had just retired after working most of his life.
The defendant later said, quote, "Wife's worried about money and where she can take it. Bury me and take the money."
Again with the money? Yeah, again with the money.
Mr. Kassem is a threat to his surviving son and also to the community. Therefore, he will be staying behind bars until his next hearing. We expect to see him back in court on February 16th. Reporting in Bridgeview, Lexi Suter, NBC 5 News.
Thanks to Lexi.
It's serious out there, females. I mean, I hope y'all can learn. I hope y'all can learn. I hope y'all can take some criticism, and I hope women will figure out a way to be self-reflective. I hope America as a whole can find its way back to our faith. That's the only salvation that this country has. We talk about all the economics, and we talk about the influx of migrants, and we talk about the breakdown of the family. We talk about the reduction of morality in our society. We're talking about the promiscuity of people, the rise of LGBTQ. We talk about a lot of things that's going with the kids in the schools, and it's all because the United States was founded based on Judeo-Christian principles, and the forefathers did right. I think it was John Adams that this Constitution was written to govern a moral people, and without religion and faith and morality, the Constitution is ineffective. So we see the breakdown of the constitutional rights of America. All of our long-standing institutions have been corrupted, from our agencies to the institution of family and marriage. You have our media, like the media used to be, you couldn't curse on TV. They would put wholesome things on TV. America, see, a lot of the people, y'all people who's under 30 particularly, but really under 40, but I would say under 30, 35 and under, or 30 and under particularly, you never even experienced the decent America, the moral America, where, the politicians would be out there marching. Like if somebody, when Uncle Luke, 2 Live Crew came with his lewd, sexualized music, it was the politicians that were defending the young minds from this. They were saying, stop this, don't let this lewd, terrible music. When NWA came with their violent music, it was our politicians and our community leaders who said, this is bad. This is when the church would take a stand about something. Our church leaders actually stood up. This is bad. This is bad. Don't let this violent music, this violent rap, NWA cursing music get to our children. Church leaders were running over the CDs. The politicians were fighting against it, and they were taking this to the court, and they won. And this is what institution of media got corrupted by hip hop. Hip hop, to me, hip hop is the equivalent of drugs in the terms of the impact that it has had on the black community and now to the broader community. It's totally polluted America. Hip hop has polluted America. Hip hop is a negative force. Hip hop over sexualized America. Hip hop turned all of our women into thoughts. To those who are under 30, the way women dress to now, only prostitutes dress like that when I was a kid. Women didn't dress like that. Nobody who was respectable. You know, hip hop culture polluted our women. Then on top of that, social media has further polluted our women. So you guys who are under 30, you never even saw the decent America. It was so bad. America was so decent, even the drug dealers were decent. Drug dealers wouldn't sell to pregnant women. If there was a little kid in the neighborhood that could play football or basketball, he was super smart. You know, the drug dealers would protect the talented people in the neighborhood. There wasn't no drive-bys. The only place it was gangs really was in LA. In Chicago. It was much safer. You could turn on the TV, you wouldn't see any dudes kissing on dudes, trannies, cursing. You know, if it was R-rated, it might have a what would by today's standard prudish sex scene and a little bit of profanity. Now everybody's cursing, everybody's smoking weed. Weed is everywhere. You know, you never got to experience the decent America if you're not 35 plus. You never even got to experience a real woman if you're a man under 30. A non-social media woman. A non-social media influenced woman. A non-social media. The media didn't program. You never even seen unbiased news coverage. The news was reliable. The news wasn't politicized. They told you the facts. You've never seen the decent America. I'm thankful to the Lord that I'm pushing 50 because I have a frame of reference. Everybody went to church. I didn't grow up with nobody who didn't go to church. Everybody went to church. Even the bad people went to church. At least on homecoming, Easter. Everybody got an Easter suit. This America is unrecognizable to me in my years, in my under 50 years on this planet. It's unrecognizable. And now the women are so polluted that they can't be trusted. I don't date. I'm not dating. I would never bring a woman into my home. A woman was an asset in your home. A woman came with certain skills. My grandmother could sew. She cooked. She was frugal. She didn't want a Birkin bag, or she was frugal. If you married my grandmother, she was gonna one of her jobs was to try to save you money. So that the home would be more, financially solvent, shall we say. You've never seen the decent America. And that's unfortunate because it certainly was a beautiful place. Now, if you move a woman in your house, or you move in with a woman, you out your damn mind, bro.
Under calls are giving us new insight into a brutal shooting in the southwest suburbs. A father accused of murdering his wife and 3 adult daughters.
Our Jermont Terry has stayed on top of this case for days. He is now in the control room with what we've learned from the newly released 911 calls. Jermont.
We knew police said Mahar Qassam called 911 and was accused of killing his wife and 3 daughters. Now, the 911 call reveals that he only made mention of his wife and never mentioned the 3 daughters that he was accused of killing. Tinley Park officers were the ones to walk into that house and discover that this was a gruesome mass shooting. As Mahar Qassam sits in jail charged with 4 counts of murder, he is likely the only person to offer an explanation as to what happened at the family home in Tinley Park. In newly released 911 calls, you hear his demeanor after 16 shots were fired.
Tinley Park 911.
Yes, you want to send me out, please, sir? We have a big incident. Somebody got shot.
I'm sorry, you said you need an officer because somebody got shot?
Yeah.
The dispatcher tries to get clarification on the severity of the one victim she knew about, yet the caller, police identify as Qassam, is less than cooperative.
Who got shot?
Just send them, please.
Sir, please answer my questions. Who got shot?
My wife.
Your wife? Is she conscious and breathing?
The caller hangs up.
I tried to ask him questions. He wasn't cooperative. He finally said that his wife was shot, and then he disconnected the line. I'm going to call back.
The dispatcher never gets anyone to pick up again. In fact, by the time Tinley Park officers arrive, police dispatch reveals how they found out this was not just a wife shot.
I have multiple people down with gunshot wounds, etc.
Mahida Qassam and twin daughters Halima and Zahai and third daughter Hanan were all shot multiple times.
We have 1 detained and 4 females down with gunshot wounds to the head. No signs of life.
Qassam is accused of killing his family over an unknown argument.
And so this is intimate family violence. This is where we talk about what's behind closed doors. No one knows but those individuals inside that home.
Aitudel Shalaba with Arab American Family Services, a domestic violence advocate, stresses the murders have led to misconceptions.
This is not about faith. This is not about culture.
Now, a family member of the wife tells me that there was constant verbal abuse going on in the house and that Qassam's wife even contemplated leaving many times but stayed for the sake of the children. Tinley Park police say they had no calls to that home prior to that quadruple murder.
See, now, I'm just trying to figure out why they don't say what the direction the abuse was. It bidirectional?
Qassam's wife even contemplated leaving many times but stayed for the sake of the children. Conceptions.
This is not about faith. This is not about culture.
Now, a family member of the wife tells me that there was.
See, the woman who said it's not about faith and it's not about culture. She's trying to defend, Arab culture and the Islamic faith, which I understand, and I'm not mad at that. But it's like she said, you don't know what's going on in that house. I'm just like, which direction? Let's get more specifics about. I hope that the son speaks and tells us what was going on in that house. I want to know if he was abusive or if he was being abused.
Constant verbal abuse going on in the house, and that
constant verbal abuse. Okay. Constant. It's very difficult to live in a situation where you are constantly verbally abused. And I lived in a situation like that with my very own grandmother. Now, I had more patience with my grandmother because my grandmother was going through dementia, but she was constantly verbally abusing me. When I moved back the last time to start my business, but I just blocked her out, and I would never harm my grandmother. And I understood the dementia had did that to her, but this woman didn't have dementia. This woman subjected this man, I'm guessing, to constant verbal abuse. And I'm telling you, I had to take my mind to a whole different place just to be able to maintain. When I was staying with my grandma, she was constantly verbally abusing me. He never called the cops. And obviously the guy wasn't violent. The cops were never called to the location. Constant. Those are key words, people. Constant. That means there was no peace. You know what I mean? Like if it's a little bit of tension here and there, but it's not constant, you have a little bit of time to decompress. But if it's constant verbal abuse, when does the man decompress? You know, you got 4 women constantly verbal. He killed all 4 of them, but not the son. I guarantee you the son did not verbally abuse the father. So this one man had 4 women constantly verbally abusing him. Those are very powerful words, man. Those are words, women. I hope y'all learn this lesson. I hope you, if you're living with a man and you're constantly verbally abusing him, I hope, or you're giving him attitude, or you're not appreciating him, I hope you take this opportunity to learn a lesson and just self-reflect and reconsider your behavior.
The wife tells me that there was constant verbal abuse going on in the house and that Kassam's wife even contemplated leaving many times but stayed for the sake of the children.
So she probably was divorce threatening. Many men go through divorce threatening. You know, because they know they have that financial anvil over your head at all times, and they can just press that release button and something can smash down on your head financially. Yeah. Why are you going to leave a man that done worked 40 years for you, provided a life, did his responsibility to his family and to his children? Why are you going to constantly verbally abuse that man? Why are you not going to provide a peaceful environment for that man? Why are you not going to let that man who slaved for his family for 40 years, now that he's retired, have a peaceful environment just out of appreciation for him working his back for 40 years? You don't know what that man did for 40 years. That man might have been driving a cab. He might have been doing a back-breaking job. He might have been in the office. Who knows what he did? Why not provide, now that that man's retired? Look, my stepmoms ain't never paid a bill in all of the 40-some years she's been with my pops. My stepmom cooks for my pops. My pops don't know how to cook. He won't even make himself a sandwich. My stepmom provides a peaceful place for my stepdad to live. For my stepdad, for my dad to live. My dad has never complains to me about my stepmother. Never. He never once complained about her. And he's retired and they staying at home together. Now she complained about him, but she might just say, you know, your dad lazy, you don't want to do nothing but sit in that room and watch your TV. But she does not constantly verbally abuse him. She respects him, she reveres him, and she says good things about, when she talks to me about my father, your daddy's a good man. You know, your daddy did this, your daddy, he ain't never made me, I ain't never paid a bill. Your daddy this, your daddy that. But it's all good. She do not talk. And when she talk crap about my dad, it's more playful. He just want to sit there and watch that TV with his lazy self. But she just is lighthearted. You know what I mean? She provides a peaceful place for my pops, and she respects my pops, which is why I respect my stepmother. And she gives him peace. And she takes care of him, and she does her womanly duties for him. And this brings contentment. A man will do his duty. Just honor that man. Honor that man. Revere that man. Respect that man. And provide a peaceful environment for that man, and you will live your days happy, woman. It's crazy.
Tinley Park police say they had no calls to that home prior to that quadruple murder. Reporting in the control room, Jermont Terry, CBS 2 News.
I think America is at a crossroads. Are we gonna see President Putin from Russia? You know, they were trying to push all of that LGBT propaganda and all this stuff, and he passed the law in Russia that enshrine perpetually their traditions and their ways and their norms. And it seems like in America, we are abandoning our traditions, our ways, and our norms, and we're in uncharted territory. And when you are in uncharted territory, there is chaos because there's no understanding. It's like if you live in, you know, Atlanta, and you've been living there all your life, you know how to get around in Atlanta. Now somebody drop you off in Istanbul, Turkey. You don't know the language. You don't know where you at. You don't know how to get around. Everything is changed. Everything is abnormal. The food's different. The people are different. The place is different. You don't know where to go. You're in uncharted territory for yourself. And this is what we're doing societally in America. Okay. Now you're telling children you can choose what you want to be referred to as he, she, we, it, they, them, all these pronouns. That's uncharted. I wouldn't know how to process that as a kid. You know, we had our faith. Our faith was our pillar of our moral compass and our pillar, so we knew what was right and wrong. Our faith told us, you know, certain things were wrong, certain things were right. We had everything was simple. And in the decent America that existed about 25, 30 years ago, you know, everything was simple. Everything was simple. You know, we grew up. You know, we're trying to figure it out. Red pill is nothing but a cope. We don't know. Men don't know how to be anymore. So a bunch of guys got together on the internet and was like, what are we gonna do? They're divorcing us. They're taking all our money. They're destroying our families. They're parentally alienating us. They're destroying. You know, they're turning our kids against us. If we date, we have sex. Now they're saying we sexually abuse them. So red pill came together just like we're in uncharted territory. No men in our past in America have had to deal with all of this stuff, and we don't know what to do. Now we're at work. We can't look at a woman. We can't talk to a woman. Oh, we used to be able to ask for a number. Now we got to go online, and we don't even know if that's a real woman. We have no reference point. You know, when I was dating, you know, I knew her family, or if I didn't know her family, somebody in the community knew her family. Like, oh yeah, they're a good family. You know, now it's just an avatar in a bio. That ain't nothing. You don't even know if that picture is the person that you contacting. But now we're supposed to go there. We don't know how to operate there. I don't. Now they talking about, well, this is how you get swipes. Now all these motherfuckers talking all day, blabbing, talking about all of this shit with women. Now you taking in all this information. Shit, that shit is more complicated than a fucking quadratic equation. When it was simple. Yeah, I went to school with her. She's from this family. She's from the Arrington family. Yeah, they good. She's pretty. They go to that church. They went to this school. Yo, we know them from high school, or she go to my cousin's school 2 towns over. Yeah, he says she good. She ain't no hoe. The path was, you know, grow up, get your education or get your trade, get married, start your family, rinse, repeat. Now it's same sex, 2 dudes, adopt a baby. You know, that baby's trans. You know, it's all fucked up. This is uncharted. We don't know how to be anymore. Red pill is a cope. And the whole society is being transformed. So that means we're no longer a perpetual society. We're a society that's in decline, because one thing that the Bible will teach you is that anything that's godly is in order. There's order. Without God, there's chaos. So we're losing our faith as a nation, and we are coming into chaos, introducing all kinds of millions of new people without any type of, even our immigration process was orderly. Like I said, I'm a son of an immigrant. My mother immigrated to this country from a foreign country. My father is an American born, native born American. My mother was immigrated and became a naturalized American. But it was an orderly process. But in the new America, you can introduce 12 people that didn't come through in an orderly process. 12 million people that haven't been in any way assimilated into our culture, have no stake in this country, and who knows who these people are and what they're bringing to our country. Total chaos, total secular godlessness. There's no family structure. Now you got groups, BLM coming in, antithetical to the family. We came to destroy two black lesbians. A group of black lesbians started a organization to destroy the nuclear family, which is all we know. Now everything is replaced by single mothers. No fathers. Now we got Pookie and Ray Ray. Instead of Robert and Gerard, we got Pookie and Ray Ray. Now males don't even feel like going to college anymore, because all you're gonna do is go to debt, and some girl's gonna accuse you of something, or you're gonna get a stupid degree. That's just a debt trap. We ain't got no more order to society, man. And so this tragic incident is nothing more than a breakdown of family order. That man is the leader. That man is the provider. That man was to be revered and respected and treated correctly. And because of the disintegration of the order within the home, this chaos ensued, and this chaos led to this incident. And it's unfortunate, and it's happening more and more. And we're gonna have to go back in order to go forward, because we live in a non-perpetual society now. America's non-perpetual. Everything that's regenerative is being discouraged. You know, black woman gets pregnant, black woman goes to Planned Parenthood. People get married, people get divorced, financial destruction. See, marriage is a legacy containment unit. So my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather were married until death. So the 200 acres that my great-grandfather acquired during his life passed correctly to his children. And then my grandma, she got married, you know, she stayed married until death. He died. He left her with a home. She sold that home up in Brooklyn, came down to her land that was left to her by her father, and built a home with what was left by the husband. So by the time I came into the picture, I had a home, and I'm third, fourth generation landowning family. So when I moved home, I just moved home with my grandma, started my business. Staying in multi-generational family wealth from a perpetual system called marriage, which is a legacy containment unit to make sure we can safely aggregate and hold on to the wealth that families create during their lifetime and pass to the next generation and add on to that. You know what I mean? So now I own my grandmother's house that she's still living in. I own it. It's in my name. I own my house outright. So my labor now, you know, our family still owns those acres. So I came to my grandma's house, and then I went to stay in my great granddaddy's house when I was ready to move out from my grandma. I moved into great granddaddy's house and stayed there, rented that from the family. My money went back to the family. I had a house I didn't have to go out to the market and pay market rent. I paid well below market rent. Now, if great grandma had a divorced great grandpa and took the land and sold her half and blew the money, like what my OG going through right now, we wouldn't have, it would have affected me 3-4 generations down the road. That's a perpetual system, is marriage. What God designs is perpetual, mean everlasting. So it's all we know, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like man and woman is perpetual. Man and woman creates children. Children, boy, girl. Boy goes out, gets him wife, creates more children. Girl goes out, gets husband, creates more children. Those children grow, boy and girl, they go, and it's everlasting because God created it. And now we're abandoning what the orderly, godly way of America and of the world, introducing faggotry. 2 men, that's the end. 2 women, or you trans, you remove your organs, or you do all of this stuff that they say, he's a hero. I'm so proud of him for coming out of the closet. That's not perpetual. That's death. Away from God is death. And if people gonna preach non-religion to you, but they haven't created a perpetual system, which they can't because they are men and they are not God. And I'm not here to preach because I'm not a perfect Christian, but I'm like, we are abandoning everything that's perpetual, everything that's our ways and norms, and we are without leadership. The church is not leading. The church is not saying about anything that's going away from the plan that was given to man, the perpetual plan. And we are walking, the further you get away from God's plan, you're walking towards death. And that's what America is walking towards. And that's what our society is walking towards. And it's unfortunate. And these are the signs of society is given to us. These are the signs that society is giving to us. We're seeing it. They say the lesbian divorce rate is higher than anybody's divorce rate because shit, if a man can't live with a woman, you know a damn woman can't live with a woman. And this is going to kill America. This is going to weaken America. And at least people like Putin are passing laws to say, hey, America's got a cancer going on over there. Let's not let it spread over here. He passing the law that we're going to preserve our traditional ways and norms of life, our perpetual system. And they are Orthodox Christians. So anyway, you know, it's a very thought-provoking thing to see these things happening. And the women that need this message, the people that need this message most are women. If you want to have a man and you want to have a future, if you want to have a future, you need to have a man. And if you want to have a man, you need to go to the scripture to learn how to be a wife to a man, how to keep the perpetual system going, or else death. My sister never learned that. She's 53 years old with no children, never been married, and she's broke, living with a female roommate. She has no future, and she'll be dead, and it will be like she was never here. Many of our women now our Gen Zs and our Gen Alphas, they don't even want children. They don't want children. They don't want families. What do they want? They don't even know what they want. It's not their fault. We handed their mind over to the legacy media and to the social media and to the globalists who telling them, well, I don't want to bring children into a dying planet. And we're bad humans, and there's racism and sexism and homophobism and transphobicism and all of this shit. And I'm just confused, and I need my fucking Lexapro or whatever the fuck headbands these stupid motherfuckers is on. They don't even understand life at a basic level because it's too complicated. And God's system is simple. When I was 17, I was dreaming about going to college, getting a good job, having a business, having a family, having a wife. I dreamed about my wife. Women were magical. I dreamed to have a wife. I dreamed to have children. I dreamed to have a family. So if the young people don't want children, don't want families, we already dead. We the last ones left. America is gonna be the weakest country in 100 years. Hey, I'm glad I'll be dead. I wouldn't want to be here in 100 years from now. Not in America. Not if we still gonna keep going in this direction. Wouldn't want to be here. So anyway, man, I ain't gonna stay out here preaching. You know, it's just really thought-provoking for me to see this situation, man. I heard that, Daniel Bell. Lesbian couples have the highest domestic violence rates. Most definitely. Most definitely. Not bringing women into your home and saying America is unrecognizable are incredible comments, and it's truthful comments, brother. And it is incredible. It's incredible to me because if somebody could play this for me 30 years ago, I would be like, I don't want to go to that future. I don't want to be afraid of women. I loved women like on another level. I had these beautiful aunts, these beautiful women in my church, and I assumed I would have a woman like that. I didn't know somebody was going to invent some technology that would take that away from me, that possibility of having that. I didn't know that the good girls would be dressing like prostitutes. I could have never predicted that. Could have never predicted it. So anyway, man, I really appreciate y'all, man. Hit that like on the way out, man. If you hitting that playback, hit that like. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like I'm really gonna get no subscribers or nothing, but yeah, man. It's real. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. Peace and love.
Shout out, big respect to Taliban. They just kicked all the Afghan women out of the colleges and workforce. They may have just saved the family. What the fuck? Yo, what the fuck? This nigga wildin', bro. Lord Hybrid. Yo, this nigga, bro. Raiden. God of Thunder. Taliban. Yo, y'all got no chill in the chat, man.
You know, and my daughters, you know what they're being taught to be? Wives and mothers. Oh, you want to be ignorant. No, college is what makes you stupid.
Somebody's gonna be heartbroken, bro. Somebody's dream ain't gonna come true. Somebody gonna have to get back on that horse. Somebody might have to start back over. You see? Somebody gotta go back to that end of the line.
Stay the fuck away from these hoes, the dumb motherfuckers. Like, god damn.
I want all the cars. I want all my niggas with the cars. I want all the hoes. I want all the jewelry. We popping bottles.
I mean, discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. Doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. That is a great quote.
I told you this, nigga.
In business, the goal is for you to become independent and be the boss, take the responsibility, and also get the profit.
I ain't got no motherfucking boss. SP
motherfucking I.
Hey, Pookie, you clean yourself up, man. Maybe I'll give you a job.
All right, man. Yo, man, you want to buy a turkey? SP motherfucking I. Oh, wow.
Nigga got money. I told you this, nigga.
We are better than you niggas. We are better than you niggas.
You ain't nobody.
We are better than you niggas.
You're so dumb.
We are better than you niggas.
You ain't shit.
We are better than you niggas.
You ain't shit.
We are better than you niggas.
You ain't nobody.
We are better than you niggas.
You're so dumb.
We are better than you niggas.
You ain't nobody.
We are better than you niggas.
Wow.
We are better than you niggas. We are better than you niggas. We are better than you niggas. We are better than you niggas.
You're so dumb.
You ain't nobody. You ain't shit.
We don't claim you.
SP motherfucking I.
These niggas can't touch us.
You ain't black.
Ain't nobody slinging no dick in here but Big Daddy, because he's the only one paying bills.
Right.
Because I told you last night don't be fucking smoking if you ain't got my fucking money. I told you that shit last night, right? If you ain't got my money.
Damn, not my boy on that shit. On that shit.
Wake your ass up.
Slap him again, cuz.
Wake your ass up.
Damn. Get up, cuz. Tighten up. Shake back. Shake him back.
Shake back, nigga.
Shake back.
No.
Shake back.
Nigga.
Shake back.
Shake back,
Slap him
nigga.
again one more time.
Shake
Shake
back.
back. Shake back.
Okay, keep saying that.
That nigga sweating his head.
Get my money, you cheap bitch!
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It is you! I cannot believe it! Oh. Greetings, Your Highness! Greetings.
Please stop bowing, please.